So the Bible has a way of absolutely wrecking me. I basically grew up marked by pain, rejection, abandonment, wondering why the people who were supposed to love me never loved me, why they never supported me, and all of these things you can possibly imagine. A couple of weeks ago, I want to say maybe a month ago, I received a text message from a friend. He said, "Stop apologizing for us meeting. God didn't mistakenly allow us to meet at the time that we did." And a little backstory, basically, every time I go through a hard situation, I'm very quick to push people away. I don't want people to help me. I don't want the support. In reality, it actually feels uncomfortable when someone tries to love and be there for you, because for such a long time, you've learned to become a burden, and you've learned that you are not worthy of being cared for by somebody else. Every time my friend asked me if I was okay, I almost felt bad because I didn't have good news to share. I constantly found myself pushing friends away, or I would apologize for needing space or for going through another difficult season. And I really believe a lot of that came from spending so much time learning to survive on my own, that when someone wants to love you and support you, it's weird. You don't know how to react, and sometimes it's easier to push somebody away because you've learned how to survive rather than accepting freedom and knowing what it was like to experience safety. I know my actions. I take it to the Lord. I'm like, "Lord, I'm upset because I pushed this friend away and all they wanted to do was love me, but I don't know how to receive that." I notice that I sometimes become a brat, or I basically act some type of way, and a lot of it is because of trauma or because of past. And then the Lord reminded me of Moses, and I love to try to go back to the Bible and see how I can relate and what I can take from the story. It was Exodus chapter 17. It was a battle between Israel and the Amalekites. Moses' hands were raised, and as long as, the story gets me all the time. Moses' hands were raised, and as long as Moses' hands were raised, Israel was winning. But Moses did grow tired, and it wasn't because he was weak, but because he's human. God, yes, could have supernaturally kept Moses' hands up. He's such a good God. But instead, he didn't. He chose to send Aaron and chose to send her to stand beside him and hold up his arms until the battle was over. It spoke to me so deeply because God could have easily let Moses fight alone, but he didn't. He chose to send people. And sometimes we think that needing people as humans means that we're failing, but sometimes the way that God answers our prayers is through the people that he places in our lives. But it reminds me of what my friend said in regards to stop apologizing. God didn't accidentally allow us to meet. And I really believe that God doesn't place people in your life randomly. He puts them there on purpose. God knows the season that you're walking through. He knows exactly what you are going through, what you're feeling, what you are carrying. The beautiful thing is God still chooses to send people in our life, in my life, in your life, and you don't have to apologize for being human. My testimony is not the same as your testimony. Your testimony is not the same as other people's testimonies. Like, our testimonies is what sets us apart. Moses wasn't weak because he needed Aaron and her. And we're also not weak because we need people either. Just as Aaron and her held up Moses' arms, God would faithfully send people to carry us when we can no longer carry ourselves. One day you will be the one holding someone else's arms up. But if today you need that support, that's also okay too. God isn't disappointed because you're tired. God isn't even frustrated because you need help. God calls us to be in community. He doesn't want us to live this life alone. And sometimes his provision doesn't look like him taking the battle away, but sometimes it looks like faithful people standing beside you until you have the strength to keep on going. As someone who has done this, please do not allow fear, pride, or past disappointment keep you from receiving the people that God has placed into your life. You don't have to fight this battle alone. Moses' victory didn't come because he carried the weight alone. His victory literally came because he allowed Aaron and her to hold up his arms. Israel's victory was tied to Moses' willingness to receive support. So please do not push those people away. I know your heart is guarded. I know you have walls up because you don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to be hurt again. And sometimes it's easier to push people away before they can even hurt you. Trust me, I understand it. But maybe, just maybe, your breakthrough is on the other side of your willingness to let somebody in.